in today's video, we are going to tackle how to create a keyword cluster and optimize an article with it. If you're a blogger, then understanding the ins and outs of keyword clustering is super duper important to the success of your blog. Let's say you chose 5 very specific keywords that make sense to cluster together and you optimize for them. There's good chances that you could rank for a few of them rather than the old school way of doing things like a decade ago, where you could optimize an article for just one keyword and then do really well with it. And so these days, you can take all that effort, right? Instead of optimizing one article per keyword, now you can optimize that article for a few keywords and have it do well for all of those keywords. Let's jump straight into how I cluster keywords in a group for one article and optimize it to get visitors on my blog from Google search. All right, so step 1, deciding which keywords to group together in a cluster. So the first step in the process of deciding exactly which keyword to target in a cluster. For this strategy to pay off, the keywords that you are going to group together, the ones that you're going to actually select to be in one article, they need to be semantically related for the article to rank well for most of them. For shorter articles, around 1,000 to 1,500 words, I usually cluster around 3 to 5 keywords. Okay. Now, if it was about 3,000 to 5,000 words, it could be like 5 to 10 keywords that I would cluster together. All right, because there's just a lot more to write about and target. Let's try some examples. Let's say that you were going to write an article on what is blogging. Let's say that's the keyword, right? So that is such a broad question, right? There's so much you could get into with that keyword that I can imagine it being 2,500, hell, all the way up to 5,000 words, depending on how deep you want to get into that topic. So here are a few keywords that I could also target within this article. What is the purpose of a blog? What is a blog example? Can I make money from blogging? How can I make money from blogging? And then monetization methods for a blog. So you can see how these could go into one main article. Here's another example. Let's say that you find the keyword coffee versus energy drinks. It's a very broad keyword. It's a short tail keyword in an article targeting coffee versus energy drinks. There's so much to talk about. Again, this could be a really long article. So here's some keywords that I thought that could go into this article, right? I could refine it more, but here's something that I found initially. Caffeine and energy drinks, caffeine and coffee, right? That's like one of the main things you would compare in there is caffeine content. What's in coffee? What's in energy drinks? You could compare the ingredients of each and how pure or good they are for your body, or how harmful they are for your body. How much sugar is in coffee? How much sugar is in energy drinks? So these are actual keywords, and I can see them going in some form, right? I don't know where the placement would be in an article exactly, but I can see how these things could be discussed in a coffee versus energy drinks article. So they could be targeted in there. Now, here's one last example. It's a very broad keyword, affiliate marketing. Lost my voice on there. Affiliate marketing. So here are some keywords that I could target within this article. What is affiliate marketing? How much money can I make with affiliate marketing? How do I make money with affiliate marketing? Pros and cons of affiliate marketing. Best affiliate programs for beginners. Now, there might be times, though, when a keyword is better suited in its own article. Like one of them, I mentioned best affiliate programs for beginners. And that could be like a good list of 20 or 30 affiliate programs for beginners to get started with, right? That could be a mega article in its own. So you have to do a little more diligence and sit down and think about, okay, what can go in its own article, because it's just going to be huge. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how you look for semantically related topics, or sorry, keywords to go in a group, to be targeted in a group in one article. Now, step 2, after you find your cluster of keywords, step 2 is optimize the article with your primary keyword first. I have a whole course dedicated to this, but the basics of this would be make sure that the primary keyword is in your meta title, page URL, as well as the main heading. Maybe you don't have a fancy tool, optimization tool, but if you look at 2 or 3 of the sites that are ranking for that keyword, right, the top 2 or 3, you can calculate keyword density and get an estimate of how many times you should be using a particular keyword in your article. With that said, let's move on to step 3. So optimize the article with the rest of your keywords. For the rest of the keywords, you can use them in their own sections labeled as headings H2 or H3 as naturally as possible and within regular text as suited. I wouldn't keyword stuff the living crap out of those keywords. But if you have a nice section, maybe it's going to be 700 words or whatever, and it's already in an H2 or H3, right? I can see you mentioning that keyword once or twice more easily within, those 700 words or whatever. Use it as naturally as possible. And this is talking about the rest of the keywords. Step 4, optimize your images with entity names. What I mean to say is image optimization. You have to be careful with how you optimize your images. You don't want to keep using the primary or secondary keyword or tertiary, whatever. We could go down the list. You don't want to just keep repeating the keywords over and over. It's also important for your content to cover entities in some form. For instance, you have that article, What is Blogging? So instead of naming an image, what is blogging? You could have images where you name them CMS for content management system, or WordPress, or publishing an article, things that are relevant, extremely relevant to this topic we've dedicated the entire article to. Step 5, once published, make sure that that article that you've just published is internally linked. Now, when you internally link to an article, it tells Google two things. This piece of content is important, and the anchor text tells Google what that content is about. All right. So you can also just make sure that your anchor text is semantically rich without keyword stuffing, which can feel hard if you're not used to doing that. But you're covering so much in that article that your anchor text, you can make it a very diverse anchor text. You can use entities, you can use variations on the rest of the keywords. Is keyword clustering worth the effort? Frankly, I have to say yes. Instead of writing one article per keyword, now you can cluster 5 to 10 of them and write in-depth article and have it rank for multiple keywords. That's huge. In fact, it can save you much more time and effort if you learn how to do this properly, and the fruits are sweeter in the long run. All right, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like the video, please hit like, please subscribe, because when you interact with my content, it makes me want to create more for you. All right, see you next time.